got into the industry about 3 years ago now. We were founded in 2013. We started it in literally my garage. It's moved actually between 3 garages. We started off on a turkey fryer, then moved off to another garage and a turkey fryer, and then moved off to a 1-barrel pilot system in my garage. I actually literally bought this house so that we had a 3rd-car garage to put the brewery in. So the brewery was in there for about a year. Then we moved to a small commercial spot not far from where we are right now. And we used that commercial spot in order to see if the beer was really worth it, because we felt very passionate about it. We were really excited about it, but we wanted to say, okay, are people gonna buy this? You know, let's just see how it works. So we self-funded for 18 months, a small pilot brewery running off a 1-barrel system. We ran ourselves ragged starting this thing. I mean, we were just killing ourselves at 1 barrel of pop. We just had so much fun doing it, and I'm actually very honored to say a lot of the people who came to that small, kind of crappy location are still followers of the brewery now. I still see them in here all the time. So this is literally, 3 years later for us, and we've kind of grown to this level, which is very exciting. So we learned a lot of the same ways that a lot of new breweries have started, by home brewing, and a lot of mistakes. That's really the fun part of it. We came right out of the gate and started with all mash and our own custom recipes almost minute one. I think we did, those brew in a bags once. I think literally the first beer we ever did, we brewed one of those. And back then we were brewing it because it just seemed fun and interesting, and also a lot cheaper. The beer was a lot cheaper to produce by yourself. But we immediately just saw that there was so much you could do. There was so much excitement, so many different ways that you could make a beer work, and it resulted in some phenomenal beers and some pretty phenomenally bad beers. So the fun thing about beer is that if you don't do it right, it'll let you know pretty quickly. It'll smack you upside the head. And back in the homebrew days, because you only brewed, twice a month, really weren't willing to throw all that hard work away. So you kind of just sat back and chugged your way through it, and you really determined to not do that again. Of course, there's tons of good books out there, and we do nothing but these days, read research books and call on other brewers and try to find out things. And luckily one of our partners is a doctor. That's very important to us because I am horrible at biology and chemistry, not my forte. I'm an engineer. So it was really important to us to have somebody to explain the chemistry aspects of what we're doing and the whole the biology piece, because you've got yeast, you've got bacteria, you've got acids. It's become a lot more biology than I think I ever thought there would be. And I think that my biology teacher, who I had for 4 years in a row because I flunked biology 3 years in a row, would be very proud that I actually know something about biology now. What makes a beer perfect to me? A beer, it has to be balanced. It has to be not shy, and these are very soft terms. It can't be a shy beer. It really has to show the power and the strength of a beer. It has to have a purpose and a story behind it. This beer is for really hot days when you're kind of in this kind of a mood, or when we go into the winter, you want to hunker down. But let's not just make a black beer. Let's make a strong black beer, something that really is more burly. Or if we're doing a sour, we're looking for that the delicate aspect, something that has a lot of balance and complexity to it. We don't really brew simple here. We brew big, we brew complex. A lot of our beers have flowers in them, which is not really a common thing in North Carolina right now. Flower contracts are very hard to get, so we bring in flowers from all around the world. It's a very important piece to us because brewing historically was much more complex than it is today. As a matter of fact, if you go back a few hundred years, all beer was sour. Then they figured out how to not make it sour, actually clean it up, and now we're going, hey, let's try to make it sour again, but let's do it with a little bit more purpose than just the simple wild ale. So a beer has to have a real purpose to it. It has to have something it's trying to say, and what's the point of this beer is really what I always ask myself, like, what are you trying to say? So our brewery is located in Cornelius, North Carolina. We are just north of Charlotte, which is obviously a fairly large city. We chose this area because this is everyone's backyard. This is where everyone lives. You know, within, I think the statistic I last saw was within 15 miles of here, there are 80,000 homes. It's pretty significant. You know, we could be an industrial district, we could be separated from everybody, we can go to an urban district if we wanted to, but for me it was really important for us to be where people live. You know, we want to be where people have their families. We want to show them that craft beer is a community effort, not just some business that's hidden in some sort of industrial park. You know, we're literally, I think our closest house is only 1,000 feet from the brewery right here. We have people who walk to this brewery every single day. It's very important for us to be here. And as a production brewery, we can distribute to the areas that are around us and put beer where everyone else goes to. I'm Andrew Derstowitz, CEO and founder of D9 Brewing Company. Hey, stay right there while we go get another beer from the cooler.
Hi guys, it's Lindsay with the Vinyl Pie and Chrissy with the Cork and Cask. We are here with Andrew and Bora on the D9 patio in Cornelius, North Carolina with your favorite segment, hashtag Girls Like Craft Beer. Guys, obviously you know why we're here. We're here to educate these ladies and expand the palate with the craft beer. You've poured Chrissy and I something today. What are we drinking?
Chrissy, you have our 12th, it's a pale ale, and you have our Southern Tea, which is half wheat, half pale, and we also add black tea to it.
And that's actually part of our Carolina Ale series, which are all Carolina-inspired beers.
Awesome, very cool.
These are super. And I noticed you don't have any Pilsners on the lineup, so is this kind of what you use to transition ladies into drinking?
Yep, these are two of the primary beers that we use as transitions. All 100% of the D9 beers are ales instead of lagers and Pilsners, which are bottom fermenting beers. These are top fermenters. So this is really how we get people to kind of understand what craft beer is about. The 12 is a little bit hop forward, so it's kind of a gateway to your IPAs, and the tea has very little hops in it, but has some of those familiar flavors from the South that you get with your teas.
Very good, very smooth.
Yeah. So what about your sour? That's one of your most popular beers. How do the ladies take to it?
Yeah, actually the sour is a phenomenal transition beer, and it's actually one of the primary beers for transitioning people, the women off of wine and into the craft beer market, is because it's very light, it has a little bit of a sweetness to it, and it has a crispness that you usually find with wines. So we get a lot of people who will say, I don't really like beer, it's not really my thing, but they're thinking about the domestics. Then we don't promote the domestics at all. We want all craft beer, so we kind of show them the sours, the pale ale, the tea, and the tea goes over phenomenally with the newly indoctrinated, and also the sour as well. People are, pretty much chasing that beer as fast as we can produce it.
That is super fun. Do you guys see more ladies or guys in the brewery?
Good question.
We obviously have a combination of the two. Most, women come in here as well as men. We have about a 50-50 split. You also, you're always going to have your couples, and the ladies may come in to have a glass of wine, or we may try to introduce them to beers like Viking and 12 and Southern Tea.
That's fun. So do you guys do any events, any maybe particularly geared towards the ladies?
Nothing specific to men or women, point blank on a specific gender. But really what we try to do is we try to bring families together. We recently just added wine because we didn't want men to come without their wife because their wife maybe doesn't drink craft beer. We still want the guy to come. We still want them all to hang out. We do a lot of outdoor events, really geared toward full families. We want the children to come out. We want the women to come out. We want the men to come out. And really, what the value of craft beer is that it is a very familial, it is a very community-based style organization. So we really just want to see everybody.
So I hear a rumor. Ladies, we hate to be bloated. It's one of the worst things in the entire world. So I hear that D9 may have a possible solution for this. Is that true, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. We are constantly working on trying to up the quality of our beer, get better clarity, get better mouthfeel. There's all these technical things when it comes to craft beer that you're shooting for. Well, one of the products that we use, which is an all-natural product that we put into the beer in order to clarify the beer, also has an interesting byproduct to it. It brings the gluten levels below the level that's called gluten-free. Now, we cannot legally say gluten-free because it's not tested, but we have a ton of gluten-sensitive women that come in, also men, that have tried the beer and said they haven't had a reaction to it, which is a great, great testament to the fact that it actually is doing what it says it does.
Sure.
And it's been phenomenal. Even for the guys, I know, not as much bloating. Bloating comes from two things: CO2 and gluten. So bringing the gluten down has been really big for us.
That's fantastic. I love it.
It's great for me, and I don't even have a gluten problem. That means I can drink more. Right, so I know you're mainly just guy brewers here with a couple of female sales reps and stuff. Do you have any female industry friends, any female craft brewers? Yeah,
actually one of our friends, I think she's part of the Pink Boot Society, which is, the women craft brewers, sorry. And it is Alexa Long. She's actually a brewer with Heist Brewery down in Charlotte. She's phenomenal, and she's been really, upping her game and really brews some really amazing beers.
That's awesome. Well, guys, we thank you for your time. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers. And stay tuned for more Rhythm and Brews.
Dun, 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 dun.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Skiddly beat, bubble, skeep a dunk, be dundee, bo, 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 bo. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Abraham Reed. We're here at Snug Harbor, Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a killer band. I want you to hear them. Drew Foust and the Slim Pickins. Get it, get it.
Sitting all by myself, gazing up towards the sky, waiting on this big old world, well, to pass me right on by. With all my wasted time and forsaken dream, not lately things ain't what they seem. Tell me, where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here, baby? Where do I go? And this road you put me on, no, it didn't take me home. My mother knows that's where I need to be. With my poor boy's luck, I fell right down in a river, darling, and I woke up swimming round in the sea. Tell me, where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here, darling? 'Cause I don't know. Well, it must have been a spark. Oh, 'cause tonight, don't you see, we got a fire. You can't see me in the dark, oh, unless you're coming with real desire. But I ain't looking for no sympathy. I could use some of that girl's trickery. Make all my seeds grow to trees. Won't you, pretty please, just for me? And tell me, where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here, baby? Where do I go? 'Cause I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
All right, folks, we'll be right back with Drew Foust and the Slim Pickins. Get it, get it.
don't lose your mind. Well, there's a fire that burns. Oh, but I cannot feel no. I put some gasoline in my car, only to find no driving wheel. Oh, I hope you don't know how I feel. I hope you don't know how I feel, 'cause where I stand isn't real. And my soul that was sold, well, you managed to still bring it home to me, baby, and stop acting so crazy. I say love, you say maybe. Oh, want you to show me what's real. I look to you to show me the way. Said I've been searching just till the other day. Packed up my things, darling, to get away. Yeah, I got to get away. So I gathered up my load. Oh, but I had me nowhere to go. Got to the end of my road. Oh, I had to turn around. No use to go to town. Don't know how I feel. And where I stand isn't real. And my soul that was sold wasn't part of the deal. Bring it home to me, darling. I know you hear me calling. See these eyes of mine, they're bowling. Oh, want you to show me what's real.
You're on the right channel. Stay right there.